Hey, what's good, guys? It's your man Chris from Campus Spot, and I'm back again with a quick review slash update video of a topic that I've covered before. So today we'll be covering StockX. There's been a lot of news about StockX on social media, on actual news platforms, coming from some pretty reputable sources, and it hasn't been good news. So there's something that I just wanted to go ahead and talk about. So I've also had a pretty negative experience with StockX myself, so that's something else I'll slide into this video. But as usual, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So it seems ever since the NFT fiasco with StockX, when StockX basically tried to NFT a bunch of sneakers in their collection and give people the chance to buy tokens towards those things. A lot of those being branded shoes like Jordans and Nikes, Adidas, Yeezys, etc. So Nike didn't really take too kind for this. They saw what StockX was doing, so they decided to kind of come in, tell StockX, hey, you can't NFT our products, even though you own the physical product. We own the right to that product. You can't NFT it. So StockX actually decided to fight this, and I think that ended up being one of their biggest mistakes. When StockX decided to fight this, Nike they started to fight back, of course. They started doing their legal due diligence. And in this legal due diligence, they bought a bunch of pairs from StockX, which they confirmed a big portion of those to be fake. So I'll go ahead and put a link to the story so you guys can go ahead and check that up. Put some screenshots on the findings that Nike had. And this is terrifying. Nobody wants to think that the products that you're spending so much money on from StockX that are supposed to be authenticated, that we're paying for authentication service, nobody wants to think that these things are not real. So that is terrifying. And who better than Nike to say that, hey, they have fake stuff. So it's something that we've always kind of known for years, that it is possible for fakes to get through StockX. I mean, at the end of the day, no authentication service, if it's outside of Nike, is going to be perfect. So that is understandable. But ever since Nike kind of put the spotlight on StockX for removing some counterfeit products, a lot of people have been coming out the woodwork speaking on their experiences. So I wanted to speak on one of mine. A lot of you guys know I collect Supreme. I haven't really been collecting a lot of Supreme for this past season, but in seasons past, I was picking up a lot of things, almost weekly. So in fall, winter of 2020 for Supreme, I copped like this satin bed suit, kinda like a satin top and a satin bottom. Really, really nice, but I got the wrong size. I think I got a medium, and I really wanted a large, but I think it might have sold out before I can get it or something like that. So I ended up with this medium. So I've been sitting on it for a while, about 2 years now, and I finally wanted to get it off, so I listed it on StockX. So just a little background, I do list on StockX quite often. Not a whole lot, but it's like I sell on StockX periodically. I sell a lot more things up there than I buy. But yeah, I think I'm like seller level 2 or whatever now. I think I've made it up to 3 or something like that from some time. But with this particular sale, I shipped it off like I always do. The satin suit was just in my closet with the other clothing I own. Just like, it's just been in the closet, in a bag, in its original packaging, just sitting there for about a year, 2 now. So, not really exposed to anything much. So I send it out to StockX, and this is what I get. I'll go ahead and put up a screenshot of it. I get this stupid message telling me how it was not verified because it had a smell to it. So if you've ever received a rejection message from StockX, they're very vague. So it just gives like a few things that it could have been. It was like smoke odor, pet odor, and just like body odor, perfumes, things like that, which none of it was really possible. I mean, like, yes, I do have a dog, but again, this was something that was sealed in a package, in its original package, in a mailer, in a closet for a long period of time. So it's like, you could have said that it got some smell from the closet, but I really doubt it. Like, it really didn't have any smell at all. Even when, so long story short, after they rejected it or whatever, They tried to charge my account for the fee that they have to send things back. I think it's like a 10% restocking fee or something like that. So they charged me for that. They shipped it back. So of course, first thing I do is take it out of the bag, smell it. Smell pretty normal to me. It's just like a shirt is supposed to. I mean, it is silk. I mean, not silk. It is satin, and you know, sometimes materials like that do have a smell. So maybe that's why. But I'm just really saying that this authentication process they're doing is just ridiculous. So to continue the story even further on, what I basically did, I got it back. Of course, it was open now. That's one thing I hate about StockX. If you send them something DS, of course they're gonna open it and, you know, kind of like ruffle it up just to authenticate it. But you know, there's no reclosing that. They send it back in an open bag, and now it's technically not DS anymore. But the good thing about StockX is they do take open clothing. Like, you can technically open a piece of clothing and try it on and still sell it to StockX. I'm pretty sure it says it somewhere in their terms. I'll put that on the screen if I do. If not, I'll make a note if I'm not telling the truth, but I think I am. So this actually supports what I'm saying. So even though they sent back the bag that kind of had like that FW20, just that barcode that usually comes with Supreme products, so at least it was still in the original bag. So I just kept it folded up, put it back in the original bag, put it back in the closet, just put it to the side. At some point, I did list it back on StockX, and then randomly, like it usually happens for me, I just get a sold message on StockX. Hey, your suit has been sold. Go ahead and ship that out. So I shipped that out again, everything exactly the same, and voila, this time it actually passed verification. So stories like this just really show how spotty the verification, authentication process is over at StockX. Why does one person smell something foreign on an object, another person does not? Why do, you know, some people see craftsmanship, some people don't? And it's like a lot of that can be tailored to human error, but when we're paying these premiums and these prices for this service, we want better service, and things like this should not be happening. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm glad they actually did get it right. They actually did fix it, even though they didn't technically mean to. But at least I was able to get that item sold. But yeah, guys, just let me know your thoughts and how you feel about how StockX has been performing lately. All of the tips that I would have, if you're sending things off to StockX, make sure you're documenting the actual condition of the items you're sending off. Make sure you're taking some pictures, and make sure you have some things to prove of the condition it was when it's going out. Also, I really try to screen and send the best products I can to the StockX. As far as shoes, I try to make sure they're still factory tied, try to make sure there's no just like little stains or anything like that. Try to clean them as good as they can, even if they're DS, because we know the way a lot of these things leave the factory sometimes doesn't look like the best quality, even though they're technically DS. So things like that. For sneakers, I've tried to not send any damaged boxes to StockX. I know they're pretty touchy about that. For clothing, even though I was saying earlier, like, it can technically be open, a lot of times I try to make sure all the clothing is closed. It does have to have tags still on it if that is a thing, so try to make sure things like that. And then, like, just when you're taping and packaging these things up, of course you have to have the StockX slip inside the bag, and then the StockX provided label on top of the bag or whatever package. But make sure you don't be afraid to kind of over tape it, just to stop people from getting into your package before it gets to StockX and things of that sort. But honestly, guys, I just wanted to check in with this quick video just to say something that kind of disgusted me in a way. But like I said, all is well that ends well. I will keep doing business with StockX. I'll just be more and more careful, making sure I am authenticating anything I do get from there. Every once in a while I do buy personal pairs from StockX, so you know, you want those to be real, so something definitely good to check out. But other than that, guys, let me know if you can think of any tips for dealing with StockX that I may have missed, or if you guys have any stories. But other than that, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at campus.spot. It's been your boy Chris, and I'm out.